lineup, we're going to be able to combat it a lot better with some more outspam, some faster heroes, and hopefully as good of lanes. Because honestly, we were talking, those lanes didn't go that bad for Nouns. Like, all things considered, it was an okay laning phase, right? They weren't ahead, but they didn't get run over. Yeah. It's just the speed at which those auras came out and the pace at which Ace ran down these objectives was way too much for those heroes to combat, particularly Hector on the Terrorblade. So Spectre, I don't know if I was ever going to say this, but Spectre might be a little bit of a faster hero in all the metas we've seen. So
yeah, she's there now.
Hopefully Hector can get more
seconds, you want to be getting a kill somewhere.
Exactly. And if Hector can join all these fights, especially the tower defenses, maybe they can get a bit more going, particularly with the outspam they have. Coddle Darkseer can get the lanes in a lot more. It's not all on this Terrorblade shoving the waves. So Nouns have come up with some ideas on how to combat Gaimin, who are basically running it back, right? This is a Chen 20 to 30 minute high ground lineup, no way around it. They want to dominate lanes, get out to a big lead, and go high ground with the Alchemist and a bunch of sustain behind him. Chen Alch always makes an appearance on the main stage. In fact, now that I'm looking at this lineup, this is like an OG lineup through and through, right? Chen Alch with the Tiny to boot, and a couple cheese heroes. What more do you need?
I think that's one thing about this lineup, though, for Gaimin Gladiators is I do feel like there's going to be more opportunity to play for pickoffs against them, right? Gaimin Gladiators, they did a really good job of like grouping up as 4 at some point in time, and it felt really hard for this Earth Spirit to be able to roll in and take like a full team fight against them. But here, you know, you've got the Lone Druid and Alchemist who are both going to be farming a decent amount, and we've got a Quinn Dazzle, which I don't know how you feel about that one. Lelis in game said bronze hero, calling out the fact that Quinn doesn't necessarily have the most experience with this.
I agree. I don't know if I've really ever seen him play it in a meaningful match where a lot's on the line. This is not Quinn's powerhouse for me. It's generally the spirits, the mobility, the Pangolier, the cheesy heroes that win you a lot of MMR that you can spam 1,000 times in a row like Latrak. You know, Dazzle just hasn't been there for too long, so we'll see what he can do on it. But this is a pretty free matchup for Gunnar as long as he can keep blasting the waves out. And if you can get a fast Vessel in this game, it's a great Vessel game, right? You're looking at a lot of healing coming out from the side of Gaimin. You wish you had an Ancient Apparition, but that's the next best trick. Dueling top, getting a lot of damage on dyrachyo early. Don't exactly view Darkseer as a good Tusk combination, but I guess double the punch.
Yeah, if you manage to get the shard in, lock him in against the double ion shell, there's definitely opportunities to be able to kill this Alchemist, though typically it means you're just pushing into lanes. Oh, they're going to group up a little bit. Face out of vision. Oh, this is an opportunity now for a turnaround. They hit him with the tag team, slow him down enough, but unfortunately they're just a little bit too far away on Lelis, so they weren't able to capitalize on that. But at least it does mean dyrachyo missed, I think, 1 CS there, took some damage, has to blow through some more regen.
And the bigger thing is they're blocking up that small camp for Seleri. Right. So you're limiting the Chen's really early options. You want to hopefully not get mana burn, purge creeps. Those just decimate the Darkseer. Bear kill on 7 HP.
Oh, we got him in the end. Got him with the stroke, so Ace loses that one. They get a healthy bit of gold for Nouns.
That's really nice down here. These bears count for so much in the early game. Basically a hero kill, if not better. And now if you do find any connection on Ace, I mean, it's gone for a long time.
I think this combo is really interesting. They do a 5-position Grimstroke, but you know, maybe not the best laning phase power, but later on, you have this ability for Spectre to join in these fights anytime, 60 seconds, and you could globally just, you know, like, be next to Spectre, put Inkswell on him, have him jump onto some hero. There's a pretty good amount of kill power in just those two.
It's also deceptive. You just don't expect the stun coming out from the Spectre when he haunts onto you, so the other big one's like the Bedlam combo with this hero. We're seeing it being developed a bit more, but yeah, I do like this combination. Double dagger in the fight's never bad either.
But are you going to be able to get out of lanes healthy enough and powerful enough to go around looking for those kills? Because right now, it's not looking so hot. 7-1 in CS for K1 Hector.
Yeah, Gaimin definitely pulling ahead on the lanes here. Even mid is going a bit rougher for Gunnar than I would have expected. I mean, you have to rush boots in this matchup. You get to just push it out, but there's no small camps around mid anymore, which kind of hurts this hero's momentum. In a lot of the games I've seen Gunnar play it, this hero is slower than the ultimate mid-coddle patch that we saw. So you can't really measure him up to that standard. Still, you're going to be looking for a pretty fast bots into Vessel here. Will be bots first, potentially.
Yeah, well, Gunnar may have played this hero a number of times, as you alluded to. Not necessarily the best coddle mid-patch in the world, as Lelis and Mu trade a bit of damage here with dyrachyo. This hero is not having a great time at the International. It's currently sitting at 28% win rate for the Keeper of the Light. Every single time I watch it, it looks kind of lackluster, Avery.
It's a hard hero to execute because you really need the items on time and you need to get the fights out of them. Otherwise, this hero is not doing much for you. A boulder almost killed his Ogre Frost Mage.
That was random. But what wasn't random, Seleri made the read there. Placed a ward to be able to see this rotation coming out for the Grimstroke, Yamsun.
Oh, we got another one. Okay, no worries here. Just double Frost Ogre Mage for the first 4 minutes.
See they block in Seleri, but the support is coming in. 3 versus 3. Seleri is likely to die here. Zain's will help to finish him off, and that is first blood. 4.5 minutes in, we finally see first kill of the game. tOfu. They'll chase him away, but damage already being done. It does leave Spectre in a 1v1 against Lone Druid. I don't know if this is any better than the 2v2. Feels like there's no situation where K1 Hector is happy in this lane.
No, this matchup just plain sucks. There's no way around it. You're going to get bodied in the one-on-one. You have no ability to fight back, no innate regen. I guess you could go an early regen item on Spectre, but honestly, there's just not much in the meta that people are building towards. So it's another game of like bend on the lanes, but don't break and get that one fight. I mean, man, this ice armor has done work top, but first blood for Mu is also going to be pretty damn nice here for Nouns.
Try for a kill here. The top lane. Get the stun off. Trying to block away tOfu, but he's close enough for the avalanche, and that's more than enough. Underneath the acid spray, with 2 heroes hitting you and a neutral creep, a healthy amount of damage. Mu falls in his lane.
And this is where Gaimin are happy with the lane setup right now because they're getting solo XP on their 2 cores that really want it. The Alec doesn't need it as much because he can just go back to the jungle and kill the stacks later for the net worth gain.
Sure.
And they're getting kills for their Chen. So they're boosting Chen in this position where your ball is going to be crazy strong at that 8 to 10 minute mark going into these tier 1s already. It is shifting some of the onus back on Nouns in terms of who are you addressing in this laning phase, because right now, all 3 of these cores.
in here, pretty deep behind the tier 1 tower. Gonna toss away, but Gunnar's a little bit low. Fortunately, did heal himself up with that Illuminate Blast just in time. Now Quinn is here to help out, and they're gonna be chased away. Gunnar still trying to finish off tOfu, but the heals will be able to keep tOfu alive, no problem.
Hector getting rooted.
Oh, just perfectly timed for Ace. He even had the support coming in from the side. Wasn't necessary, but Seleri was there for the backup.
And it should just be a fast tower push on this Lone Druid lane, the way it's shaping up. Ace has also protected his catapult on this wave. Benefit of that pull on the other side, and the golems.
Yeah, killing that golem just gives you even more boulders to be thrown around.
And hey, a Bull Assassin on the main stage of TI. I bet you never would have thought you would have seen it. But the hero is here.
Oh, finally. I've been waiting so long for Avery to be able to talk about
the hero we've been waiting for. So many years in the making for this hero to return to Seattle, but it'll do some pushing damage here. Seleri decides which side lane he wants to help. I mean, there's a toss-up, like, do you actually need the Chen down here for the Lone Druid push at all? Probably not.
Spectre, it's 4.5. I was going to say, like, okay, maybe you can get level 6 soon and, you know, participate in some kills around the map, but this Spectre is having a jungle already. K1 Hector is going to be very, very far behind for the next 20 minutes.
You're gonna have to combine this Darkseer and Coddle at some point. That's the big one. If you can get it around the tower defenses, I think those fights can go pretty well for you. They're a lot better than the last game draft setup wise. And it's really unlikely dyrachyo joins those very early pushes, right? In that Weaver game, he can join those fights, and like even if he dies, it's still a numbers advantage, it's still HP you have to get through. Here, it is kind of just the Lone Druid and Dazzle with the Chen. The Tiny is, you know, giving you some team fight later on, but he's not too terrifying in these early fights if he doesn't wrap on you.
And dyrachyo is able to brave defending this tower kind of by himself. He's got the Chen behind him, but that's because he's hit level 6 already. Nouns know it's a tough target to go for, so they're going to try and find something else here. Quinn, he's going to be caught trying to hit the jungle. Good Illuminate Blast clips him there on the side, and Quinn will die. Nouns do successfully find an opening, and they needed it real badly because these lanes are not going well for them at all.
Time to dissolve him and get some skirmishing done.
Nice toss back into the bear. If he gets a root, this is all but guaranteed to be a kill on Gunnar. Doesn't even need the root. The damage is there to finish up with the blood grenade. Yamsun's going to be slowed down with that diffuser blade. The inhibit going to work. Nice attempt there with the block in. Keeps the heroes out, even if the bear is still able to chase down Yamsun a bit. Maybe even chase him up down underneath the tower. No response from Nouns. They really just cannot seem to handle this army that's going to be pushing them down.
Yeah, out of nowhere, right? Ace, he took this bottom tower, rotates mid, has his next objective lined up, and everybody from Gaimin just connects to it. A really great pickoff on the Dazzle, but it just gets gets them lingering a little too long, and all of a sudden, you get one Coddle Blast to defend this tower, and it's gone.
You don't even get any creeps off of that blast. I mean, we talked about behind stage after game 1. We said, you know, like this gen, I'm not sure if you could give that to Gaimin Gladiators. It does so much for them.
It is the best support in these types of lineups, and every time they get a game like this where it starts thrown away, it just looks scarier and scarier.
And Nouns, they may have thought they had a plan to be able to deal with that Chen, but unless that plan comes to fruition soon, they're going to be too far behind to be able to do anything to stop these pushes. Bear getting a little bit low there. Not much we can do about it, though.
And the push continues. Ace, he wants all 3 towers by 10 minutes here. The last one will get defended, still full HP, so this is something that Nouns have to rally behind. Get their combinations online and going. And it is time for Hector. I mean, the upside of, you know, Ace making these rotations is, hey, your Spectre gets some free jungle time.
How free is it going to be, though? Because he's immediately going to jump over to join on this tiny kill. Good timing, because Ace was just threatening him there in the bottom lane. So not only does he get away from a gank, but he also gets to join in on a kill. And that is the power of the Spectre right now with this new Shadow Step.
I don't know if Hector even saw Ace down there. I'm pretty sure he was looking at the gank, but that was an absolute kill on the Spectre because Diffusal's already done for the lone Druid here. So he quite literally dodged the bullet, gets a kill into a tower push. Pretty nice. And it's just about Gunnar keeping the lane equilibrium. He'll rotate bottom to get the defense. So these tier 2s are going to be a bit harder to bring down, I think, for Gaimin, unless they get the big pickoffs. Because you can always sit Hector in these positions, and the upside of Spectre is he can make the fast plays. He's also hard to go on, especially if you can get this Blade Mill out pretty fast. You can bait Gaimin onto your Spectre, take the fight with the Darkseer and Coddle, give you the damage from behind. And to me, it's all about this Vessel. Like, how fast can you get the fighting items on the Darkseer, but more importantly, this Vessel on Gunnar to give you the kill capability on all the sustain that Gaimin are outputting right now.
Yeah, if you throw in a Shallow Grave on somebody, they're getting these heals, they get a Hand of God. It's a huge amount of burst heal. Oh, straight through the portal. There's going to be the follow-up here, though. The Tusk's going to follow in. Yamsun joins in on this as well. Thanks to the Spectre, they're able to kill
and the Bear
immediately and get the Bear. Now they're going to be able to chase down tOfu on top of that one. So while Gaimin Gladiators thought they had the one up there, tOfu taking a quick pit stop to grab as many Lotuses. He knows he's dead, so he might as well get what he can off the map.
That is a great pickoff for Nouns. We also talked about this, you know, Inkswell Spectre, the Shell Spectre too, with this low duration haunt. It's a great shell target in these fights. You can even shell them before, you know, the jump theoretically. But that is going to be a lot of gold in the Hector's pocket. The Bear plus the kill plus a Tiny, basically for free. And I feel like already Hector's contributed more in this game than the last one. Didn't take much, but this is already helping your team so much, giving you a little extra boost here, particularly Moo, who's gotten most of these extra kills on the fights.
Slowed down quite heavily. K1 Hector is going absolutely nowhere. Sides back to the fountain, and his team is going to be too late here. Their Mako Smoke rotation might be able to get the punish.
They want to keep killing Ace while he doesn't have this ult. It's a big window when you can take this Lone Druid down without having to deal with the true form.
Who is spotted? They slow down the Bear. See if they can kill that instead. They also get the shard to block out Seleri. So a support and a Bear wouldn't be too bad, but they're only going to get the support out of it.
And a Centaur and a little Golem. Those count.
One last little Golem.
You can see the rotation speed. The bots for Coddle is also enabling this. So you kind of have 2 global heroes, right?
Yeah.
It's another tool you can use to combat these pushes. Just don't let Gaimin group up because you're constantly taking small fights on these lanes.
Hey, screwed on Quinn. It's going to be dangerous for Hector. Quinn opting not to chase him down. Can just kick Hector back out of lane for a little bit. He's playing so far forward.
Quinn's been quiet this game compared to the last one. I mean, he's gobbling up runes, he's farming on the Dazzle. It's just a different hero, different play style. That Ag's inverse Shadow Wave, it's coming. And it's gonna hit hard. This is a very powerful time for the hero. He, of course, can ultra scale into the late game, becoming Tinker 2.0 with Arcane Blink. So maybe some hidden scale for Gaimin if they really need it up the sleeve, but this is all about the timing push. So again, looking for the pickoffs, trying to slow it down. Lelis will attempt to connect, or maybe just gobble up some creeps. Yeah, why not?
And take what they can. Nouns, they gotta find these pickoffs because you know what's coming. Gaimin Gladiators have an Alchemist farming way. They almost have the Aghanim Scepter like you talked about on the Dazzle. Lone Druid's getting bigger. Yeah. You can get these pickoffs with the Shadow Step, but what happens when they get 5-man and they're ready to go?
Yeah, we haven't really touched on dyrachyo. I mean, there's a good reason why he hasn't had to do anything. Yep. And that means he has had an absolutely free Alchemist game. He is Omega fat here. It's going to be a almost 16-minute BKB on top of Radiant's phase boots with sustain to back him up. That's when that early Alk BKB feels the best because you guarantee can take the fight. Just punish them with your overwhelming net worth here. Back through the gate once more.
Quinn already teleporting away. Not going to be caught by this rotation.
Do a little smoke farming. But nothing else. Continuing to try and control the side lanes, create the space for Hector.
Take a little pit stops here and there while they're smoked up. Farm up these camps.
They didn't see anything, I'm sure.
Still nobody showing up, though, on the side of Gaimin Gladiators. They're doing a great job of dodging these rotations of Nouns, understanding that their timing is just going to come later. No rush for things.
Honestly, I like the Octarine rush on Mu as well. Just anything that gives you lower cooldowns, more uptime on the map, and helps you shove these lanes out faster is going to feel good right now.
Yeah.
You just want to get to that mid-game teamfight where Darkseer, Spectre, Grim, it's no joke, right? Especially when you throw Chakra, Mana's out on all these heroes, reducing cooldowns even more. It's a lot to deal with if you can't just sit there on the front line with your BKB timing.
Yeah.
Which is what Gaimin are aiming to strike with here. And that's a big question. What do you do versus the Alk BKB here with this type of lineup? You have Tusk Physical Burst, and you have Spectre can come in with a little bit, but otherwise dyrachyo should be pretty untouchable. Especially with Grave behind you. I mean, that's like, it's even worse, right? You really want to find the backline here if you're Nouns. Find the backline, force a collapse, get a big vacuum, and yeah, if you can ever find Ace before that ult comes out, you're going to be really happy.
Do you think that means that, in order to actually literally see the backline so your Spectre can jump, does it require somebody to get in there? Do you think like Mu is going to join in with the Tusk, like some sort of Blink Dagger initiation, or do you think he just goes more for like these aura items and try and combat Gaimin Gladiators, who are obviously going to be sticking to that same game plan we saw in game 1?
I think you're looking at auras here. I mean, Blink is going to be really nice later in the game, but you know the fight's coming to you. I think traditionally you just go for the correct angle, right? Get smokes, get flanks going, find the backline by just wrapping, and Hector will automatically connect. And it's going to be a Radiance for him as well. So we'll see if he can have more impact with it than that Radiance from last game on Mu, which just got mega delayed, right? It's a risky item to go for here. It's a lot of gold to build up. A lot can happen in that interval where you don't have a fighting item coming out. But if you get there unscathed, it's going to pay off. It's a very good Radiance game to go in and start burning people.
See the farm build up between dyrachyo and K1 Hector.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little unfair. You know.
The GPM is going to be obviously massively outmatched, but you could see there was just a lot more space for CS for the Alchemist.
And BKB is already done, and they're instantly smoking down mid with it. Dyrachyo wants to put it to use.
And he's going to go straight for the Spectre, straight for the enemy carry. Inkswell quickly dispels that stun.
Yeah,
good idea
rush
from Yamsun to rush that shard.
It's going to be pretty value this game.
B1 bottom lane. Mu trying to get out the shard, blocking him in. Oh no, Lelis, that wasn't what he wanted to have happen. Mu, he's desperately going to try and throw out a vacuum, but there's nothing to actually get off of that vacuum. And Spectre leaves. K1 Hector's like, you guys are supposed to be setting up for kills for me to be able to collect on, but there's nothing to actually get.
Global Dagger. Will hit. I wonder if it scouted that smoke. Might have, honestly. Either way, a failed gank, true form goes off, and it'll give a window here. Blink on tOfu as well means that all these pushes, all these fights are a little more dangerous. You get caught, like Nouns got caught last game. You're just gonna crumble really fast around these towers. Aggressive TP bottom from Mu when he knows they were moving here. He's tanky. I don't know if he's this tanky though.
Round to tier 2. Is his team going to try and defend him here? The Surge is going to be running out, and Quinn might just be able to catch up to him. Another round, though. Thanks to the Octarine, the Surge is near permanent uptime for Mu.
No blink on dyrachyo yet, though he'll buy it out now. So it's going to be multiple jumps from Gaimin. Just try and take the fight before Nouns are set up. And if one or two of these heroes go down, you're just looking at a very fast high ground again. The margin for error very thin here. You do have that Vessel up on Gunnar. It's been up for a little bit here. He has double charge. This is generally where that Coddle would want to be taking the fights or finding big core pickoffs on the map. The downside in this type of game for the Coddle is he's great at dealing with the lane, but Gaimin are not going to split. So you're not going to find this like global pickoff presence between the Spectre and the Coddle. It's just going to be 5-man down a lane. In 18.5 minutes, they said the last game was fast. This one, it's going to be even faster. Let's see if you have the answer.
And frankly, it doesn't look like Nouns are ready for it. No Crimson Guard just yet on the Darkseer, which would do a lot to be able to dissuade this threat of the bear. Gunnar's trying to stop him, but the damage just keeps on chipping away from the lone druid. He's going to take that tower without much really needed from him. Wall in, that's pretty nice. Can they take advantage of it though? They're still trying to go for that bear. Toss back from tOfu, catching the coddle. That's just what they needed to really ensure they could take this tier 3 without much fuss. In fact, dyrachyo just blinking in boldly, seeing what's up, getting some information down, and they're going to hit barracks now.
Where's your damage? The damage test has returned to round 2. And you're once again just found lacking, right? The state.
Well, no, dispelled. Managed to put him inside the snowball. That allowed Moo to be able to get back, but the bear is saved by the shallow grave. Even if they get the damage, go through all this HP, they still can't get there. dyrachyo is going to clean up at least Yamsun, while the others limp back to the fountain, barely alive. A lane of barracks before the 20-minute marker. Gaimin Gladiators, they are not messing around here. They are kicking Nouns out of this tournament in record speed.
They are looking for the lower bracket speed run for sure at this point. Another toss back. Hector, you got a blade mail.
Nowhere, nobody to be able to bail him out. They'll take him down eventually. Harpoon pulling back in. Move, gonna be in some trouble. Knock up in the air. Once again, a snowball save is there, but this time around he can't reset. Gets off a vacuum last second, but there's no damage to follow it up. Gaimin Gladiators are extremely healthy. They've got the Chen heals. They've got the constant dazzle heals. Quinn is sitting at 500 HP constantly, but there's nobody to actually jump him, nobody to punish him. They see all of these moves from Nouns coming a mile away.
And they also have double purge creep on Seleri. These Satyr Banishers, they remove the vessel, they remove the shells. All this damage that's supposed to come out from the coddle and the Darkseer, it doesn't exist when these Banishers are on the back line. He even has the magic resistance aura, so these heroes are incredibly tanky at this point in the game, and the spells that you were supposed to have to deal with them just don't even exist.
I feel like I've never seen this in this current patch. In this current meta, a lane of barracks down before you actually take Roshan. Every team is going, they play it slow and methodically and is saying, let's get the Tormentor, let's get the Roshan, let's build up our advantage, let's get a 20k net worth lead. Well, Gaimin Gladiators get a 20k net worth by taking away your buildings, taking that lane of barracks. And Nouns, I mean, they're living on a prayer at this point in time. That's all they really got to them.
I mean, who needs Roshan when you don't die the first time?
Yeah.
All these cores feeling invincible right now. Nouns continue to search for answers, and they will take the Roshan. I mean, at this point, give the Aegis to the Satyr Banisher. Might be the best choice.
Keep him alive at all costs. Protect him.
Might be the only killable unit. It might be the most valuable in a way. It'll be a DD rune and BKB almost completed for Quinn. And this is also where Lone Druid just... He's a really strong hero at this point in the game. If you can get over this, I think we've seen a lot of Lone Druids struggle to scale in the current meta. I think the hero can fall off very hard. But right now with Diffusal Harpoon, which has generally been the meta build, that is when this hero peaks. So not only are you pushing very fast at 20 minutes, you're utilizing a hero that has struggled for a lot of other teams. And what do you do if the game just gets prolonged, right?
Yep.
And Moose still looking for that Crimson Guard, perhaps the biggest item in keeping their heroes in the fight, being able to take it. A pickoff would be a godsend right now as a shield rune might prevent it.
That's going to be a problem, but maybe they can kill tOfu instead. Witty, pretty fast elimination there, but Quinn is now going to be joining in with the double damage. They really got to watch out for that one.
Hector stuck in no man's land.
He's stuck. Nowhere he can really go. They thought they could chase for more, but guess again, dyrachyo's here now to be able to get more pickoffs. Lelis is going to die next. 2 dead on the side of Nouns, and a push that's on its way. Do they want to take the time to take these top towers or just take another lane of barracks? Honestly, the world is entirely open for Gaimin Gladiators. And it's not like they're going to scale down anytime soon. There's no threat of this lineup running out of steam. It's only going to get stronger in these next 10 to 15 minutes.
AC completed for dyrachyo, so now you're getting some minus armor synergy with the bear, with the dazzle, with Juju coming through. These shadow waves are going to hurt. It will be the BKB completed for Quinn, and damn, that is a lot of building damage at 20. It will also be the Crimson completed for me. So this is like your big ore item that's supposed to help you take these tower fights, get you back in this game. It has to happen now. There is no more breathing room. This is a final push. This is a push to eliminate you from TI right here, right now. You need a massive vacuum. You need a combination. You need to lock them in the shards, get an ink swell going.
And Gaimin Gladiators are showing no signs of slipping up. Look at their formation. All 5 heroes far away from the high ground and letting the bear do its work at max distance.
And again, these soulbinds, these vessels are just instantly getting purged off the back line. There is no initiation power from this Keeper of the Light. It all has to come from Mu, and Lelis getting on the front line right now. Can wall the bear. Looking for the back into the...
They're trying so hard, but he keeps him away with the avalanche move. Doesn't get that initiation.
Oh, we got 4.
Oh, maybe he does. Any follow-up to that. The blast goes out. Now Lelis tries to jump in, but they're also damn healthy. They're all grouped up, yes, but the Shadow Wave just instantly full heals them all.
Got 1 bear out of it, so resummon from Ace.
Yeah, if they can actually get back to the fountain somehow, but K1 Hector, he's going to be slowed down. Not Gaimin Gladiators just worried about him. Maybe they will. They're going to get the toss back and finish him off that way while taking the buildings in style. Gaimin Gladiators, they're ending this one right now with 40 seconds left on the enemy carry. Not that he's much of a factor, to be honest. Ah, the Harpoon, pull him right back in. No Force Staff out of this one. Gaimin Gladiators have all the answers to Nouns. They are giving them absolutely no room. They didn't just choke them out, they knocked them out in 1 punch.
This was pretty much a slaughter. I mean, there's just no fight back. Way too fast, way too quick out of the gate. Every objective down again by 25 minutes here. You're gonna have a found defense, but of course, the Tiny's not only gonna toss you back, he's gonna toss you straight out of the tournament. As Nouns will be defeated in a swift 2-0 as Gaming show why they are still